first storyteller. He is new to our stage, but he's a familiar face in Bay Area storytelling circles. He is a multi-time winner of the Moth Story Slam Oakland, and West Side Story Slam. We are so very excited to welcome Jeff Hanson.
Yeah! Yeah!
Thank you, Christina. Justina. What did I say? Christina. Oh. Hello, Beyond Border Storytelling. Hi, everyone. I took a trip this summer with my daughter to Akron, Ohio. It's the rubber capital of the world. It's the birthplace of Goodyear Tire. And that winged foot logo is all over town. It's also the birthplace of AA. Alcoholics Anonymous, yeah. It's where the very first meeting between Dr. Bob and Bill took place, the founders. My daughter and I were there for her attempt at a 100-mile ultra marathon. So very far from where she was just 18 months ago in rehab. My daughter insisted that our first stop be Dr. Bob's house, which is now a tourist attraction. I felt humbled when she knelt down and prayed the third step prayer in the same bedroom where the original AA members prayed their third step prayer. See, I'm a single dad, and my daughter lived with me for her teenage years. And we ran 5Ks together, me and her, until one night when I discovered, when she was 16, she had snuck a boy into her bedroom. Around midnight, when I realized what was happening, I freaked out. I banged on her door, the boy came out, and I lost it. I bum rushed him out the door. And then time slowed down. I heard my daughter's cell phone ding with a text message. And then I saw her with her backpack walk like a zombie out the front door. I didn't know quite what to do, but by morning they hadn't come back, and I realized she had run away. I spent the next week searching for her. And finally, I got a call from a hospital in Grass Valley. She and her boyfriend had been arrested, evicted from a motel room, both strung out on meth. The hospital released her to my custody, but her hard partying continued and escalated for the next 5 years. That girl was always in search of a good time. And I couldn't rein her in until finally the court gave me some leverage. It was jail or a 30-day residential rehab lockup program. And that's where she embraced the 12 steps. And she got back into running. And the run that we were there for started the next morning at 5 a.m. She took off on that first 40-mile southbound loop in the cool morning pre-dawn air. 8 hours later, at 1 p.m., she came running back in with a smile on her face. And she says to me, "Hey Dad, next time I get back here, will you have your running shorts on?" See, I had promised her that if she ran the first 80 miles, I'd run the last 20 with her. So she took off for the second 40-mile southbound loop. But now it was in the hot, humid Ohio afternoon. It took her longer. It took her 10 hours. Now, 11 p.m., she came running back in the dark with her headlamp on, but still smiling. Are you ready? I was prepared to run 20 miles, but it's a lot easier running with somebody who's just run 80. My headlamp was on, so we took off for the final 20-mile northbound loop. And around midnight, we discovered this is where they put the hills. Her pace slowed a bit. She started to fade. Her head started to bob. I saw her eyelids getting heavy, and she drifted off the trail. And I think she's losing consciousness, so I reached down and I grabbed her hand. I didn't want to pull her along or do it for her. I just didn't want her to crash into the ditch. So we ran hand in hand. But by 2 a.m., she's basically running while asleep. And she says to me, "Dad, I think I'm just going to lay down here on the trail and take a nap." It had gotten so cold, freezing ass cold, way colder than I planned for, and I worried that if she fell asleep, like hypothermia would kick in, and she might not wake up again. So I said, let's push on until the 90-mile aid station. At 3 a.m., we reached it. She fell asleep with a blanket. But 20 minutes later, she asked me for a cup of coffee, and she says, "Dad, let's finish this." And in that last 10 miles, dawned on me how far my daughter has come. And the sun rose for a second time that day. And when she saw the finish line, she started to sprint. And she started running faster than I could run. And I could barely keep track of her. It took her 25 hours, 51 minutes, a really good time. In fact, she was the 7th female across the finish line. We turned to each other, we hugged, we cried. Thank you.